Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back to the Summit 5 American Qualifiers. FDL facing off against Elite Wolves. Best of 3, game number 2. I can't freaking wait. I'm Lyrical Dota, joined today by MotPax. Sir, we saw some shenanigans in the last game. Elite Wolves are taking the lifesteal out of the pool. They've had enough of it. What are you thinking so far?
I mean, can you blame them? I don't think I'd want to deal with that again. I'm done with that. What does Bisa Tranquil's Radiance kill you 4 times in your lane, and this still comes out and kind of dumpsters our whole team here? So, punishment accepted. They're going to move on. They're getting rid of it. And that does leave the Doom ban here, which is the most likely one you'd expect. But, ooh, they don't want to give up the Smash Invoker. And they're actually going to take the Beastmaster. Oh, FDL are taking that offlane Doom for sure. I'd say, like, no question.
Very interesting. So what is it that you just think that because it's available there that they wanted to give that a one away to the side of FDL there potentially?
I'd say that, yeah, like seeing that the Beastmaster was left, they figured that they would take that, and then they themselves for FDL can take the Doom. Run it is either the 4 or the 3. They do both on their own side, and being dire side, it's even better, as you never really know where he's going to quite wind up. They've done all kinds of cute little combinations. Oh, okay, all right, fine, be that way. See if I care.
They've had enough.
Why are we skipping Doom?
It's because they want to bait Elite Wolves into taking it for their 3 position, and they'll put Beastmaster in the 4, and then they'll just try and run over them. Now, I don't know. It does seem a little bit weird. I guess, is there any other way that you could potentially run those 2 together? Maybe as like a dual aggressive off lane, but I don't even know if that would really work either. Is there any chance that Elite Wolves take the Doom here? I mean, I know it's such high priority.
This draft's just out the window. I'm done. I had to like recheck the bans to make sure I didn't miss it. Yeah. This is very surprising. Radiant side, I don't think so. Maybe Dire side, you might do something like that, but I'll say no, and this way it'll happen.
All right, sounds good. Well, we're waiting for their next set of picks and bans to come out. I just wanted to remind everybody again that this is Summit 5 qualifiers. We still got one more best of 3 to go already. I'm actually going to pop it up on the screen real quick at what those brackets are. It's Infamous and Kingdom Dota that have moved on into the semifinals. They're going to be taking place tomorrow at roughly the same time as these ones are going on. So still to play. We're finishing off the FDL versus Elite Wolf series, and then later on this evening, Enemy GG versus Team Freedom. So all of these are going to be taking place on this channel over the next couple of days. Then the grand finals, which are going to take place on the 19th, and then we're going to have the second phase, which takes place from the 23rd through the 26th. So a lot of great Dota 2 still to come, and we're going to see how the American qualifiers finish up here. As the Lion is going to be what they go back for. This is a lot of ganking potential if the Beastmaster gets that level 6 and Lion's able to get it relatively quickly too. Just like a roar into finger. That is deadly.
Yeah, and now the second phase, they could even still remove the CC Puck, which I think that's like the best hero to pair up with the Nature's Prophet. I know they run it all the time together too. And even though you have the Lion, you have the Roar, they're like 2 of the best counters to Puck. I still think you want to get rid of it just because of how good the guy is on the hero. Like every time I see him, he seems to put up a pretty good show. But Nature's Prophet, Witch Doctor, very open draft, so they have plenty of ways they can go. The only thing that seems to be missing is you see push, you see sustain. That control element and the damage are the last little bits to try and put together that nice little stable draft we all love.
We'll see. Did you just get caught out real quick? Are you still here?
Yeah, no, I'm still here.
Sorry. Your voice cut out for a second. I wasn't sure what that was. MotPax sneaking around through the
you know me.
Skype channels, absolutely. Well, again, we did have that Slark ban on the Lone Druid. Lone Druid, another one of those heroes. I was filling out my predictions a little bit earlier for my battle pass, and I was looking through the stats to try and see who some of the least killed heroes are, and Lone Druid, lo and behold, is one of those ones that's up top there. Can just be such a pain to deal with throughout the whole course of the game, but they're going to take him out as well as the Doom now.
Yeah, definitely not a shocking revelation there. Man, he's so annoying to play against. That Savage Roar, I don't know where that came from. I don't know what Icefrog was thinking, but it definitely brought that hero back. It's so difficult to try and punish him early on before he has that Radiance, and that's why he's prevalent in the meta. It's like still staying for so long. I'm excited to see them actually like open up these drafts here now, try and figure out like where we're going. In terms of last pick, FDL do have it for themselves, so that could be one of the reasons why they're not opening up with something like that Puck earlier on, just because you do get to make that decision in the end as to what you'd like there.
Well, and I think that right now also there's still the potential that they could go back for that Tinker on the side of Elite Wolves. They didn't get it last time, and while the draft doesn't signal that that's what they would be about as much, again, you start thinking about the ganking potential that comes out from this and being able to find kills. If a Beastmaster ever is able to find a Roar target, you're going to be able to Tinker boots in on top of that Hawk or the Boar and cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that's true, actually.
5 seconds remaining.
They don't have that much catch either when you're Nature's Prophet and a Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
You can get the vision and everything, but in terms of stuns, you're obviously lacking. But they're just going to keep going with push and sustain wrapped into one single hero. The lovely Lass herself, the Death Prophet. Going to be helping that mid lane. Oh, man, they can pick a nice little 4-roll. Earlier tonight, we saw the Tusk Death Prophet. Nice little classy duo.
Whoa.
The push drafts just keep on coming, man.
Yeah, this one, not too surprising. Again, probably I think it has one of the higher win rates this patch, just because whenever you're running a Lycan draft, it's a lineup that I think works well. There's kind of like the two ways to play right now. You go for the super late game, or you try and make the game end at around that 20 to 30 minute mark, and that's what Lycan is all about, just pushing like crazy. But FDL are going to come back with the axe. It's just like every time they're... Have you ever seen, like, you know, you have those sides when you're staring somebody down, and then you take a step up across the stairs, and then they step up next to you. It's like back and forth trying to stare the other person down. My analogies are breaking down. I'm sorry.
No, I like it. So he's got Wolves. He's got the close pushing of the Lycan, the Beastmaster, the Necros. So many things for some great calls here. And they do run this in the jungle quite a bit. So going to be looking pretty similar to game number 1, where they'll just have someone just camping out, doing his thing, likely going to be Franz. And then we're just left for some sort of position 1 hero. Again, kind of shy on the control. Generally, we see the Faceless Void going with that Death Prophet, trying to give her all kinds of work. The Slardar would be kind of an example of one of those number 1 heroes you'd like for the control element. But there he is, the Van Tinker. A little surprising with the Lycan, not the best synergy I see in a lot of ways.
Well, I guess the one thing that you could say there is that maybe Lycan is going to be able, or Tinker's going to be able to keep those lanes pushed out so that Lycan can do the damage. And it's still kind of like, you know, maybe they have the 4 heroes that are roaming around in the early stages making space for that Tinker, who can then come in with his bots and start wrecking havoc. I think that I've seen Van Tinker go for like the Aether Lens into Aghanim's build, and then just try and like go back and forth to base a lot and do a ton of damage with that refraction. But it's not quite as good when you have the laser against this type of lineup, because not a ton of them have to do with right clicks at all. Like DP is Exorcism, Axe is Spins, Witch Doctor's not really right clicking. Nature's Prophet's really the only one.
Yeah, that's true, actually. And not going to be the biggest value on that one, so I kind of like the Dagon too. This game should be all right. Just do his normal thing, blinking around, and should just be a position 5 pick, I would guess here. Just let the line get a little bit more firm. Some teams like to put him in that 5 role, but they were thinking the Earth Spirit too, which would definitely be a worthy hero if you want to go for like a bounty hunter or something, possibly.
I mean, they are going to push lineups, so maybe a little bit more of the... Like, they could go Winter Wyvern themselves if they wanted to. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's not like the greatest synergy, actually, because, again, it's not the right clicks all that much. I kind of like this. Lycan and Lion should be able to hold their own against Nature's Prophet, and Enchantress could kind of just zoom around wherever she wants to be.
So how do you kill Tinker? Because right now you have an Axe and you have a Nature's Prophet. You probably want some sort of a follow-up stun. Just trying to keep that guy in place.
Or Shaker, maybe?
Well, I think it's going to be position 1 hero left.
Oh, right, of course. You don't think that they... I mean,
not
they
that
could
I'm
run
against the Egg Shaker.
They could run, like, the Axe in the position 1. We've seen that from time to time.
Yeah, for sure. That is a definite possibility. I don't think they have themselves. They're more about, like, the Slarks. It's kind of,
Enchantress could kind of just zoom around wherever she wants to be.
So how do you kill Tinker? Because right now you have an Axe and you have a Nature's Prophet. You probably want some sort of a follow-up stun. Just trying to keep that guy in place.
Or Shaker, maybe?
Well, I think it's going to be position 1 hero left.
Oh, right, of course. You don't think that they? I mean,
Not
they
that
could
I'm
run.
against the Egg Shaker.
They could run like the axe in the position one. We've seen that from
Yeah, they
time to
could.
time.
Yeah, for sure. That is a definite possibility. I don't think they have themselves. They're more about like the Slarks. It's kind of
Yeah.
the FDL. Hmm.
Maybe Sven isn't really that great either here. Slark or Jug is kind of okay if you're able to get up to an Abyssal. But again, like a lot of those sort of lockdown carries, they're not really the greatest at being able to deal with Tinker anyways, because he can usually see those stuns coming his way. So needs something, maybe an Abyssal carrier.
Yeah, I'm almost. This is a tough one.
Knights,
You can just go for like a gyro, maybe. Like still decent magic damage all around. A little bit of like D push in case like the Lycan starts getting a little bit out of hand or something like that. But you still just get run down by a Lycan, so then you're just a gyrocopter. It's a tough pick. Taking their time on this one.
I think the Tinker threw him a little bit for a loop. They weren't completely prepared for. I mean, you can itemize eventually to deal with the Tinker with like a Nature's Prophet Blink Hex, and also the DP sometimes can go for hexes as well. It's just not the cleanest thing in the world, and they don't have that built in. So
Wow.
it is going to be an Abyssal carrier, but they're not expecting the Bristleback completely. I think this is just like run up and take down towers. We're not going to
Yeah,
let
we've
Tinker
seen
get big.
a couple teams like this is kind of what Newbie was doing a little bit too, like just like mega tanky cores that you just can't deal with. In this case, I suppose it'll be a quad core of, I suppose a tri-core of tanky, and then it's kind of a Nature's Prophet hanging out on the side, and then once again, poor old Stan King. He's gonna be so poor again, that guy.
It's a rough life. Well, maybe he's going to be able to build into something, but it looks like he's probably going to be fairly stuck at and not being able to do a lot. So it is going to be that Bristleback in the safe lane. Does this game basically come down to how quickly Tinker gets online, or what do you think is going to be one of the big defining factors? Maybe how well the Bristleback does in lane? What's your thoughts there?
5 seconds remaining.
The axe rotations, I think, would be one of the bigger ones that we kind of saw that last game with the Beastmaster coming out from Bronze, where he just showed up in that lane that was going kind of shit, turned it around, and that helped propel them into some better moments where they were able to get some better levels and keep up with the farm, keep up with the push that was coming out from E-Wolves. So I'm expecting a lot of him again. Death Prophet's going to be pretty static, just chilling in the mid lane. It shouldn't be ganked too hard, I don't think, from like the Enchantress. I don't think that pressure is going to be too ridiculous up against that Tinker. Life should be fairly good for him. So, and same thing with Bisa, right? He just wants to farm. He just wants to do his thing. Maybe get some ancient stacks going. If he can send some treants over from MJW, that would be just fantastic there. But
Looks like for the moment they're oh god, Van, I don't know if you want to walk downhill. Like if they're walking uphill into that'd be pretty bad. But it looks like for the moment at least they're all going to be waiting up here. Are they literally just going to stay here until somebody comes up to try and defend this? I don't know what their whole goal is here.
Seconds to battle.
I'm not too sure. This kind of happened last time too. But they're going to come down now with Van.
This is a really weird start to this game. Like, because sometimes I've seen teams just like hold a couple of heroes up there on the high ground and then wait till the safe lane carry walks up and then they go and try and find a kill. But that doesn't seem like it's fully possible, and it does look like they're going to back out now. And
The battle begins.
it looks like they're also going to be able to maybe get. They got the DP the rune and the Lycan the rune, so Tinker does not start out with that little bit of gold, and instead is just going to have to block.
Yeah, it's just not quite as important as it used to be anyway now without the experience. So I kind of understand why they're trying these kind of cheeky plays, right? Where you're just camping a staircase out in the middle of nowhere. It's you don't just lose your lane if they deward a ward and get a bounty and suddenly they're level 2.
Yeah, that's true. That's the nice part about it. We do see that Van has ended up going for that laser first, so just going to try and make sure that he continues to mess with CC here, and wasn't quite able to get that denied. But it'll be an interesting battle at these early stages. As far as up top, it's going to be Smash playing in the offlane role, and he is not going to have the help of the Enchantress for now. She's just going to be trying to farm away for the moment.
Yeah, we'll see how much Masoku has to help out the mid lane, just because it is a Death Prophet. She pretty much beats everybody there. Shouldn't be too much trouble for old CC. And might have to come up and just make sure the Van's still having some decent progression on those boots of travel so he can kind of do his own thing. Bottom lane, that should be, I don't know, kind of even. MJW I don't think should die until it's like level 3 or 4 for MGod.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to pull away. But in the mid lane, they've wrapped around and started to go onto this DP. Going to be able to get the stun follow-up after the catch, and that's going to be first blood going the way of the Enchantress. Pretty nicely done.
Yeah, and still holding a smoke as well. So, Troll right into Centaur. Nice little start. Axe with that deny, keeping up the farm. Just, max efficiency. He even has a nice little double stack there, too.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty good for him. But as you said, yeah, denying himself out. That was not intentional, was it, or was it intentional? He bought out fully?
It was kind of hard to tell. It didn't look like he bought out totally fully, but I mean, if they can't have that alive, there's no way it couldn't be intentional.
Yeah.
Or at least you wouldn't see it coming.
Right, that's true. Well, he's going to again do a little call there and try and finish this one off. We saw the Winter Wyvern Axe combos that were pretty nice together, and Axe Jungle hasn't been, seen all that frequently, but it still can be done pretty freaking great.
It's unreal how fast you can do it.
Yeah.
Some people, like, you might have seen a couple videos posted where you're like trying to get the maximum efficiency, and the way you can use like Battle Hunger to keep stacks up is something that I'd like to see some teams take into practice. But mid lane, another dive.
Follow-up stun yet again. They're able to get the rocket laser, and my god, this Enchantress has just been able to secure Van a couple quick kills. This lane is going great for him. He's still behind in CS somehow, but that's okay.
Generally, you're like almost happy. It's kind of like Storm Spirit. You're kind of happy if you can trade farm as the Tinker, I think.
Yeah.
And going this well is just ridiculous, especially up against the Death Prophet. And we talked about how important it was in our first series today when Grady was on the Death Prophet, where you're just trying to keep them down as much as you can. And that first like 8-9 minutes, you don't want them to hit that level 7 or 8 when they finally take that exorcism to focus your tower too early. You want them to have to try and make a comeback in these fights, and they're getting that done right now from E-Wolves.
I mean, it also helps a lot that he's been able to pick up this Arcane Rune now and can keep on spamming out these spells. 72 mana for laser is just ridiculous, and he can keep zoning out this DP consistently. Just tosses out some more of those, and that's the most efficient trade ever. Like, she doesn't have her bottle yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No branches, baby. That's it.
And she's still running at him because that's the hero.
That goes half your HP.
Oh god. Well, bottom lane, Franz is rotated. He's had enough of the shenanigans that are going on. He's going to try to cut this out. Yeah, this is
like what?
It's 4 minutes into the game.
He's a level above Evo, who's been basically solo because MGod's mostly been in the jungle.
Yeah, this is a problem, and they're going to need to come and deal with this at some point. Of course.
I like this. Hasted CC.
Going to be able to find one possibly.
He ignores MGod.
Oh
no,
my god.
Don't care.
Well, they do have the stun that can come out from MGod for the moment. They throw out one. Nice catch there, and they haven't been able to dive quite all the way as of yet. So they end up being able to find that. Enchantress is going to take over the rest of the jungle. But yeah, this is a problem. Like, how do you deal with this at this point?
Tower is under attack.
I don't think you do. I mean, you talked about like the Dazzle is one of those heroes that can actually do something at this point, where you're like healing up the waves and damaging the axe. But if you don't have something like that can contest that early, there's really nothing you can do. This is just Axe Dota. It's like part of the pick. It comes for free.
Oh, the Purge creep in the mid lane. They find another one on the DP. That's so freaking good for the Enchantress, being able to pick that one up. It did end up going down to the tower, but still, pretty great start of there, and able to get herself in a great position. This Tinker is going to be able to do a lot, but the question is he going to come online quickly enough, given that they've already lost their tier 1 tower in the bottom lane?
That's a good question. They don't have any stacks going as well, so you might not have like the fastest boots of travels you can imagine, but there's still time to get that done. Considering the kills, though, like he's about 100 gold ahead of Bisa. He's doing 8.
I mean, but look at the Axis CS though. He's 42 and 1. They're doing a great job right now, and like also, I mean, Tinker does a lot of damage, granted, and he's got that pure damage, which goes through all the armor that you've got on the Bristleback and, the axe as well, but these are still tanky heroes. I don't know if they're going to have enough damage in the mid-game to deal with this axe who's halfway to a Blink Dagger.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, he's just going to, the top lane smash goes down, but he's just going to put the hate onto that Tinker as soon as that Blink Dagger does come up.
This is absurd. Franz is going to be able to get a couple more spins, actually doing a lot of damage to the Lycan again. Oh, it's such a difficult game right here for him. And he's actually just going to run at him. Are you freaking kidding me? There's going to be the Earth Spike through. He is going to drop low and die in the end. But my God, what a monster.
Damn. That kill threshold, 250 is like... It's actually so much HP this early on in the game, too. Axe is so powerful right at level 6.
Yeah.
Is Bisa... He's in here pretty deep, but he should be just fine. Smash, he's a roar, but what kind of a rotation's even going to come in here? You don't really have the heroes to punish this. It's very similar to E-Wolves trying to deal with the axe down bottom.
Yeah.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They've just got to like do something to stop this push, though. It's going to come in. They get the roar down onto the bristleback, and that's going to end up being it down. But Smash is still taking so much freaking damage, and it looks like Bristle is going to be able to walk away for the moment. But still, they've lost both of their tier 1 towers in top and bottom. This is really starting to become a problem.
Yeah, you lost CC a couple times, but the overall pressure being put on these two side lanes, like the supports have to rotate there. The Enchantress is busy doing that, so a little bit more space heading his way now. He's actually only 7 CS behind the Tinker at this point, so got to be happy with that. And they can, like, when do you even have to group up with your DP? That's kind of interesting. Like, I feel level 6, we're just going to see Stan King hanging out, heading on down to, like, party up with Franz. They can just do these, like, blink calls into death wards.
Yeah. And he's almost there.
Jeez.
And Axe just got his Blink Dagger at just under 8 minutes.
And they just hold these for Bisa so he can catch up, too.
Oh, my God. This is disgusting. It's so much damage. He actually... Oh, didn't quite block that, so that was nice. But still... I do think that if you're FDL, you want to keep up the pressure, though, because like Tinker just now getting his boots of travel, he's got maxed out rocket and laser, no points right here in March of the Machines. All he wants to do is battle and start getting into a bit of a fray early, but doesn't know about this Blink Dagger that's about to be revealed. He's going to get jumped on by Franz. Can they actually find that initiation? It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get it as of yet. If Van does not respond quickly, yeah, he backs out. Good recognition that was going to happen, and they're not going to be able to find any kill on him there, although he's going to throw out those rockets.
Can they actually end up stopping it, though? TPs are coming in, but they're going to be too late. And then Team 1 falls.
Tier 1, another one. You look at the difference in terms of net worth, FDL is still ahead, about 1,000, and even though you start off on such a great run here for the Tinker, it's not really translated relative to the tower gold that you've been getting on FDL.
Yeah, so E-Wolves, the potential for like the early lead, the quick towers, the early Roshan, that kind of like way this game could have gone is just totally out the window at this point. That's done. Now you're just full in on the Tinker, like saddle up. It's all you, Van. Yeah, you're gonna have to carry this game through. We're gonna try and create as much space as we can. We're gonna capitalize on maybe you getting picked off by 4 heroes by taking a tower using our Lycan and our Howl, but it's gonna be the one-man show if they want to pull this one out, I'd say.
The plus side is that none of the tier 2s have really taken any damage as of yet. So, I mean, granted, it's just under 10 minutes. That should be the case regardless. But, you know, Tinker is definitely going to start to scale better. You've got level 8 right now, about to be able to have rearm as well. So this is going to start translating into more and more battles as they end up being able to catch down here in the bottom line. MGod trying to run away. A nice Earth Spike connects onto 2. They're also going to end up bringing in MJW, trying to find the catch. They don't hit the Sprout onto the line. He's still running away and actually should be able to escape from this one. TPs and nothing to break it. Pretty nicely done there.
Yeah, that's good. So a little bit of a failed gank on this one. They don't have Exorcism. I was going to say, if they did, they might actually just go Roche because the line wouldn't be there, but 30 more seconds before that's going to be a possibility. They can just try and maybe focus down that tier 2 bottom, or at least put some pressure there, and currently they'll just take the stacks as E-Wolves pressure top.
And Bristleback's going in for that Vanguard first, so eventually he's going to be able to build... Like, do you think that for the Bristleback, you even think about going, like, Blink Abyssal just to deal with Van? Or is that really not worth it?
And not worth it yet. Like, eventually, that's definitely a possibility. We see a lot of late-game core Bristlebacks pick up the Blink Dagger just to make sure they can be effective, get into the middle of the fight, not get zoned out right away.
Right.
In a game like this, you're just going to have to rely on only Franz for the first, 30 minutes, I'd say. He should be the one that's like, this is your job. you got to keep an eye on this Tinker. We'll do everything else.
Is under attack.
Oh, he unfortunately didn't end up dropping the call as of yet, and they're going to TP in on the Tinker. That's
that's
a
a big
lot of
wave.
damage. They're going to be able to kill him off. Pretty nicely done there as Franz is going to drop. But they might end up losing, and I think that they are going to lose this tier 2 here. There's going to be the Earth Spike, only connects there onto the Nature's Prophet, and this should be M-God going down, and Enchantress was able to kill off the Witch Doctor at the same time over in the jungle, and now actually going to try and rotate in to see if they can find something with the Tinker here, and MJW is going to TP away, so nothing doing.
And now mid lane. He's I don't think he can get this. It's a lot of HP. Okay. Yeah, alright. We're good. We're good. MJW's just threatening at this point.
It's still not a tremendous lead given that they've taken down a tier 2 tower and all of the tier 1s. Like FDL, I don't know if I'd be feeling completely comfortable with the state of the game if they get picked off once here. This is where things start to get really scary. Smash is actually going to end up being able to get caught in here, and he's going to have to TP away. They do look like they're going to be able to get him out, so nicely done there. And actually, Finger of Death, he just blows him up. All right, let's do it.
What's Van got now? Bots. Still is getting towards that Blink Dagger will be next on his list, but he's getting there. 4th overall, just about 30 gold behind his own Lycan, so Ewo is trying to keep up himself. Will they ever be able to get these towers? Maybe after Blink Dagger, like they can actually get the creeps, kill the tower, and then move into Roshan or something for the Radiant side themselves. It should be gone by then, I'd say, by FDL. I feel like they can take it as Franz is heading in bot.
Now looking to see if he can catch somebody who jumps onto Iwo there and trying to TP away. The Witch Doctor ulti only ends up hitting about once before he ends up being able to walk away from that one. So again, not making the best use of these ultimates and the timings. They are going to rotate a couple heroes down now, seeing if they can make something happen. They're going to end up dropping out the Rockets Go and going to connect onto several, but yeah, they're going to have to back out now. FDL do not want to be a part of this, at least as of yet. Well, maybe they jump onto M-God. This is rather bold. He's going to take a lot of damage. There's going to be the Earthspark from afar, and also a couple of those lasers go out, and yeah, they're going to be able to find that kill.
That was nice. They had this ward here, but it was being dewarded, so on their retreat out, they planted a second one, and one of the more like unusual spots in terms of always getting dewarded, like it's not here or here, guarantees the kill on the Lion. He's the vast majority of their disable, and they'll just head right into the Roche pit. I mean, that's all it really took, and having Exorcism available and Lion dead.
Oh, jump in, call on to Smash. He's going to take a lot of damage. Wrath of Nature as well. Can they find the kill? Roar down, Franz drops, and now MJW also in a little bit of trouble. They were not expecting that Tinker back in there. And the question is, can they actually find anything else off the back of it? Again, I think that they're maybe a little bit overextending and not realizing how fragile their lead is at this point.
Yeah, I could understand it feeling maybe a little bit stronger, even though like they're down in kill count. They know that like oh, we went with 4 cores. Like, how could we be behind? But Masoko's really firmed, and we already saw him like pick off the Witch Doctor previously. He's got a lot of damage under the hood right now. Dragon Lance and moving into his Force Staff, which is a little bit interesting. I don't know if we'll actually see the glorious Hurricane Pike. If there was ever a hero, maybe Bristleback's kind of a nice one to have it against.
That's true. It's really good to be able to have against him. And I mean, the other thing I always thought about with that was like maybe Axe to try and get people away from the call or whatever. They are going to be able to jump onto Axe, speaking of which, and there's the rearm with the lasers going to come out relatively shortly. They don't quite find the kill onto Smash. Meanwhile, CCC's dropping fairly low. Can they find this kill? They've got another rearm in a second. They drop out the whistles, and it is going to be able to finish off one. Looking for another, might be able to do it. There's the TP away. It looks like Lycan possibly is going to be able to get out of this one, though, as no teleports are going to, or no TP disables are going to come through. So they find 2 really big ones.
Not getting that dunk was huge. I mean, if you get that dunk, the move speed boost probably would have saved the DP and could have helped him close in as well onto the Lycan. So EO probably would have died and DP would have lived. All from a single R button hit, man.
And I'm telling you, it's a rough one right now. I again, like, you're looking at Van, and I just feel like he's starting to become such a big problem. Maxing out those rockets and lasers early. These heroes are just not prepared for the damage that's coming.
Yeah, it's going to impact your farm speed, which might be why he's not like crazy ahead as Van. Like only 2 points in the March of Madness. March of Madness.
It is. That's how it feels when you're playing against it.
March of the Machines, of course. Yeah.
Dire's
Well, again, up top lane, Bristleback not really afraid of anything at this point, but Necro books are there. They pop it, they roar. There's going to be Van jumping in again and ready to go on top of him, able to bring him just so low, and unfortunately, Bisa's going to end up dropping again, I think. They do have the laser, I thought, maybe, possibly? If they can actually find this kill with the quill sprays coming through, trying to get it.
So sad.
Oh, they don't get him. Oh, that was really close.
Oh man, that would be depressing. If you're like the
Wait a
bristle
minute.
and you're passive, yeah.
They've got the Hawk.
Should be dead on the TV right here.
Well, okay. Tinker ends up killing off the DP instead. I thought that they were going to be going for the Bristle on top of the Hawk, but didn't end up going for that one.
It ended up just being a couple impetus shots and Tinker doing his thing. Top lane, MJW, man, he is just...
Dire's bottom
He's faking TPs. I guess feeling pretty safe. Dire Side Vision, they don't have the best ideas of where all the raiding heroes are. They do see the line bottoms. That's a pretty big indicator that, like, there shouldn't be too much support coming.
Yeah, like the
Radiant,
Wolves there, too.
they don't see Franz.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. Again, this has been a really weird game because it's just there's so many global heroes with the Tinker, with the Nature's Prophet, bots going everywhere, and I mean, you're going to see the smoke that moves here and towards the bottom lane, and I think that this is sort of FDL saying we want to take control of this jungle. They've already got pretty good vision in the area, so they spot out that the Enchantress is going to be there,
This
and
would be
might
a
have
good
also
time to
seen the
scam.
Lycan. Oh, they're looking. They find the catch. Going to be able to hold on to him. They've also got the Witch Doctor ulti, which is going to start bouncing around, and that should be another quick and easy one, as the Lycan is going to drop. Meanwhile, they're rearming for another one. They don't quite get the call. Oh, Franz was so close with that one. The Wolves breaking the blink was really solid.
Yeah, now Bisa having pushed the lane, good positioning. They can start to try and close out and choke out this jungle themselves. Do they have any more observers and sentries? They got one of each on Stan King. See if he can lock down a little bit more of this vision. Masoku, a little bit too close for comfort here, but top lane.
Yeah.
Smash is getting quite a bit done here as Van An will join him.
And this is going to be the time to try and push these out. As far as sort of other items that we've got up and online, Bristleback is going back for that Sanj, and I'm assuming he's going to build into a Yasha. They just need to be able to get some of that magical resistance, though, I feel like. And looks like Isa wants to party a little bit. They're also going to bring in the Nature's Prophet. Van is still in the area, and there's going to be the blink back roar. Going to be able to just kill off MJW, I think, at least close to it, and is going to end up trying to chase him away for the moment. There's going to be the silence TP away. Dire Curry goes down. Van is going to drop over extensions, and they're able to find that kill.
Poor Tinker. He's actually going for the Aether Lens. All right. Is that what this is?
I think so. That's the build that I think I've
And then
seen him
the
do it a
Ags?
couple of times. Yeah. I'm not sure if he goes Ags every time. The other one he sometimes goes Dagon, but I don't know. We'll see.
Makes sense. I suppose it does help out that laser quite a bit. And that's quite a bit of damage. 320 pure versus a Death Prophet you're trying to burst down.
You also get the increase. What's the amp damage that comes out from the Aether Lens? Is it 5%?
8?
8%? So you get another numbers worth.
Oh, it is 5. Did it used to be 8? I feel like it used to be 8.
I think it did, but it changed with the int changes.
Yeah.
So you're still going to get, what is that going to end up being? 5%. Oh my god, math. I'm so terrible. 32. Okay, I can't do it.
It'll be like 9%-ish.
It's not a
That's all that
ton.
matters.
Oh, jeez.
They're a little
I
under
just
9.
embarrassed myself. Well, 20 minutes into the game, it's relatively even in terms of net worth. Experience a little bit into the lead of Elite Wolves, but more importantly, it's really the towers that tell the tale. They've been able to take down one of the tier 2s from the Radiant, and meanwhile you've got a tier 1 that's still standing on the Dire side. Sand King breaks his smoke and runs right into the Enchantress, but not going to be able to find the kill. This should be a kill, I think, possibly. Well, Earthspike turning it around. They're going to be able to make this happen if they want to, and there's going to be the ulti coming out. They end up being able to kill off the Death Prophet. The Ravage comes through onto 2 as well, and Means trying to get out of there. Bisa taking a lot of damage. Where is the Tinker right now? They're doing so much to Sand King. He is going to end up dropping. Now the chase is going to continue. It does not want to get too close to those quills. There's going to be another Earthspike that comes out, draining away the mana, and Bisa is going to die. 4 heroes dead in a matter of seconds on the FDL, and you talked about it. If they don't have much there to follow up after the axe, it's not going to be a clean kill.
It feels like it's been so long that both teams have.
To get too close to those quills, there's going to be another Earth Spike that comes out, draining away the mana, and Bisa is going to die. 4 heroes dead in a matter of seconds on the FDL, and you talked about it. If they don't have much there to follow up after the axe, it's not going to be a clean kill.
It feels like it's been so long that both teams have just been doing this like slow little dance around each other and trying to find that perfect opportunity because they just don't have initiation at all from E-Wolves. Like, they are completely reactionary. They can't really start a fight. And look at this, though. Suddenly just, you know, FDL run right into them. They win that. They're dropping items here, ditching their Tranquil Boots from Smash.
I mean, it's sort of like the Liquid style. It's reminiscent of that, where you basically build a bunch of pushing heroes, and then as soon as you take a team fight, on good terms, you just basically take a ton of objectives and almost win the game. Like Beastmaster Lycan, you're going to be able to take some towers.
Yeah, and the next one will be equally scary. Hopefully for the bot lane, I would say for the side Eagles would be nice. Sprout, unfortunately, not canceling TPs. Still, Ice Frog, please. I mean, Quana, that's all we need is more Nature's Prophet back in the meta.
Well,
the items. Necro 3 now done. That is nice here. Man, the Radiant is going to have such a huge power spike now at this point. Oh, jeez. Speaking of spikes, that net worth graph.
yeah, it's a rough one. That's 5,000 lead, roughly. And it looks like also he's going to end up going for Shadow Blade. Oh my god.
Oh, can I see a Hurricane Pike play here? I've yet to see one.
Looking for it. Break the TPs. Oh, they couldn't do it. Ugh, that's too bad. He needs to get out of here. He actually does not have a TP. And this is going to be Axe running right into him. I don't know if they find this kill. There's going to be the call, and also has that Blade Mail just trying to hit away as much as possible. There's the Witch Doctor ulti, not going to be able to be enough. Sugu did still not buy a TP, so...
Yeah, he's just like, I'm dead. I'm just going to take my time.
He's going to run away for a little while longer.
I'm the Tinker now. The space.
I mean, and while they're doing this, they're taking all the towers over here in the bottom lane. What the hell? Oh my god.
And I killed CC with the... Necros. What? Roar Necros?
Roar Necros, everybody, their FDL is kind of coming apart a little bit here. They're going to be able to jump onto Bisa again, gets hexed, and this is going to be a ton of damage coming out. Nobody is here to stop this. They also do have the catch. The call doesn't hit anybody. They do manage to kill off the courier. FDL is kind of... there's cracks appearing all over. The Witch Doctor's just dead. He like walked into it, I think. They end up being able to jump on Iwo, but look at the damage coming out from Van. He's just a madman right here, and Franz is going to start to drop pretty low. They've got the rearm in a second if they want to go back in. Like, the tier 2 tower is still standing.
Well, he's going for that Aghanim Scepter, gotta say. And I'm getting to see a couple things I don't usually get. The Aghanim Scepter Tinker, definitely not the most common thing these days. And then this Hurricane Pike, I've actually never seen one used in a competitive game myself. I haven't get to cast it. I also haven't heard that new sound effect that I heard came in the patch too.
I haven't heard about that. I'm curious as well.
Apparently it's like trying to differentiate it from Force Staff, but it only makes the noise if you use it on enemy. If you use it like a Force Staff on yourself or an ally, it's still the old noise.
Okay. Well, we'll be on the lookout for that one. Looks like Roche is going to be the next place that they go. That scan did not scout out anything at the moment, at least. So maybe we end up seeing M-God walk into this one. They are going to be able to... I don't know if they spotted the DP going into that.
I think they did. But yeah, it's hard to tell. They'll certainly know now.
Yeah, they're going to send that guy on into there, and he's going to soak up a little bit of damage. The clap from afar. And it looks like...
Top lane. They're all top.
Yeah, they're just going to kill off Franz instead. Nicely done.
What a weird game. Oh, wow, that Aghanim Scepter laser.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Damage,
Look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at the damage that comes in onto these guys. Just he's able to kill off one. That was a really nice blink away, but my god, the damage is real. And meanwhile, they're going to continue to chase. That's already CC's dropping fairly low. It's Van as well, and they're going to be able to just blink away from him. Yule Scepter up, but it's all for naught as he's going to end up getting brought down. My god.
Monster. Every one of his blinks are so cool, like the way that he keeps moving forward but moves to a hidden position while he's rearming every single time.
Oh, Bisa, he jumped in, but they were able to stop it. The refraction is doing work as well from afar. They're going to be able to catch him onto MJW, dropping pretty low. He wants another one. Is he going to go for it? Doesn't end up dropping out, and it looks like instead they're going to content themselves with just taking the first lane of barracks And man, Elite Wolves, after a rough start in game number 1, have really come back strong here in game number 2.
Yeah, geez, you'd think this guy was a Tinker player or something. I just don't even know what's happening. Van carrying with this build.
I mean, we talked about it. This was what they were, I think, looking for last game, and then ended up being able to take it in the second phase this time around. If I'm FDL, I'm even thinking about banning that first phase, potentially. Like, it's just such a comfort hero, and he can do... If he gets what he wants on it in those first couple of minutes, it's just so difficult to deal with. Well... Franz looking for him, but not going to be able to find him. Van's hiding in those trees. So what do you think? What's your verdict on the Ags Tinker? MotPax? Hello?
Sorry, I had that one muted. My bad. I was actually just saying. Well, first off, that thing's dope. Oh, Smash walks into a Sentry. Goodbye, Smash.
Earth Spike? A lot of lasers and rockets coming out? Iwo is not afraid. They're just going to kill them all. The finger of death from afar. Van is like a madman. He keeps on going into these heroes. He is not afraid. The jump forward, the blink. How much damage has he done in this fight already? 2,200 over the course of just a couple of seconds, and then the second one through is going to be probably a similar story.
If Bisa had actually turned and used his blade mail, I think Van would have died. It's kind of funny. Just at that very last rocket. But either way, the mass blade mails are definitely a strategy up against this Aghanim Scepter Tinker that we're seeing here. Wouldn't mind seeing a couple more. Like, who else can grab one? Probably CC, honestly. Like, you're so far behind in terms of itemization. He's 2-9-1 now. Yeah. I hadn't really caught on to the fact that we have a support Death Prophet this game. CC just never got rolling.
It's really been a rough life, and having to go back for that casual cloak for the 15 spell resistance, it's just such a difficult game for him. And honestly, a lot of the damage that we're seeing coming out is not actually from the rockets, it's from that laser. And I mean, look at it, it's going to end up being 320 pure damage plus the damage amplification that we were talking about, which, by the way, found out it's 16 pure damage from the Aether Lens. So hey-oh.
That's something by like a veil for these rockets too, try and boost them up.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst. They just don't have an answer. He's too strong.
Yeah, you talk about itemizing towards him too. Like, that is definitely something that you'll see for like Nature's Prophet. The Blink Hex, definitely the most common one. But we're nowhere near that. There's no... well, maybe there's an Abyssal soon, actually, for Bisa. He's got 3k. He might just be needing BKB with how bad these fights are going, though.
I mean, the thing is that you look at the way that they tried to itemize around it. They went Shadow Blade on Axe, which, granted, is kind of nice, but the problem is you never know where Tinker's going to be, and every time Van is rearming, he's going for another blink. Like, he's making sure that he's always on the move because he does not want to get caught out there.
MTW? Advanced him. He totally did.
I don't know. I have no idea. He's just...
I've been looking at his hero, honestly.
He's crazy. And now he's back out again at the top of the map. Gonna push these out, like, throwing lasers.
The SEA style Tinker where you used to go Bloodstone first, but he's been running out of mana in a lot of these engagements, so it's understandable he's grabbing this, get himself a couple charges, and he'll never have to leave.
Yeah. Well, Bristleback is the warrior at the front door. He is just turning his back to the world and hoping that he soaks up enough damage. Look at this Enchantress, though.
Centaur way back here, yeah.
He's just...
hey, he's in here!
Yeah. Oh my god, the call! He tried to go for it! They actually are just going to keep on getting hit with rockets now. Oh my god. What is this game? Tinker is so farmed.
Just so obnoxious to deal with, too. And they have no way of, like, gaining any vision over here. You can't... There's no cliffs you can ward or anything.
Yeah. Well, Masuko also from the low ground was just right-clicking away at this Bristleback. This is their option. This is their answer. Just turn Bristleback's back and just soak up as much as you can.
A daring strategy.
Yeah.
Truly innovative. I've seen nothing like it. Alright, Franz. Gotta make plays. Oh, here we go, here we go.
This could be the moment. They're looking for it. Shadowblade forward, but look at him. He's just always blinking.
He's so sneaky.
He's never anywhere
what
where
are
you
you gonna
expect him
do?
to be.
Oh, Franz.
And look, he's just gonna die to March of the Machines.
Oh no, he's actually dead.
Oh no! Oh god! Oh wow! Don't worry, nobody saw. It's fine. Well, they don't have to worry about Axe for a little while. I can't believe that just happened. Now to jump in, gonna go after CC Van, the madman, with 4 rockets going everywhere, and he's just gonna keep on blinking around. They don't have any answer to him. Look at him jump all over the place. You know, Illo is just gonna keep on hitting away at towers any chance that he gets. Oh man.
Whew. That was like one of the last spots you might actually be able to grab him to, where you actually have that potential ward spot. Might be able to find him in those trees by that tower, but not so lucky this time.
I can't believe it.
Man, he is just like such a Tinker player.
Yeah, it's so hard for me to keep up with where he's going on the map. The other nice thing about the Aether Lens is that it also increases that blink range, so he can blink further than he would be able to otherwise. It makes him even more difficult to lock down in one particular spot. Like, look at the range that he's blinked there. He went from that range creep all the way over into the side of the woods. Ugh. And they don't, like, they have 2 stuns on their team naturally. With the call coming out from Axe and then the Witch Doctor Cask. Like, they have to itemize some other way to lock this guy down, or there's no answer.
What do you do though? Like, there's no items you can buy. At least with your current gold income, that is.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Franz. Ewo's just like, get out of here. Oh, they're bringing in the Tinker, the big bad boy detection.
Oh yeah, they've got the Necros. They're out, and he's just dead again. Oh, man. Well, alright, you've got the Bristleback. He has a Mjolnir proc on top of him. He's been able to pick up that Hard Tarrasque. On the other side, though, they're going to be able to finish off again the Death Prophet. She goes down. Oh, man.
So,
look at these rockets.
Game 3.
I mean, pretty much. Like, you never want to call it too early, but they have no answer.
Oh, I was waiting for that to happen on stream.
All right, we're looking
I had to watch
over
the
here.
replay of that.
We're watching again, and look at the refraction charges coming out as well from that rocket laser, and CC taking a ton of damage. The blade mail is there. Look at him go. He's just going to be able to jump for it again, finds another kill. There's just this huge amount of damage coming out, and they've got no answer at all. Elite Wolves have put together like one of the most perfect Tinker drafts I think I've ever seen in a while. And it all started early on with that Enchantress being able to set them up to get to a good start with the 2 kills in lane, and I mean, they haven't looked back since, basically.
Yeah, I'm not sure I've ever seen a draft where there were 3 other heroes that could provide summons for him to TP to. It's so absurd. And if anyone can take full advantage of that, of course it's going to be Van. It's really Smash be trolling, dude. You see this? See what Smash just did?
Where's Smash? What's he doing?
Oh, he's just running up mid. He's got some really nice itemization.
Oh, yeah, okay, got
It
it.
was like, you know what, guys? We need the refresher. That's the typical item. And then he was like, oh, no, we won. I'm just going to buy Battle Fury.
Okay, that's good stuff. I like it. Well, he's got the double damage now, so he's going to be able to increase the amount of cleave damage that he does. But again, it's just, I don't even know what to say at this point. Oh my god. This game has just been a cataclysmic failure for FDL. And again, it's not necessarily based on their individual play. It's not necessarily based upon even the way that the sort of game has gone. It's just the picks that it wasn't going to work out if they got off to that good start. And because of that, you can see the TP away almost able to kill off that Witch Doctor. He was able to get away just by the skin of his teeth. Back over here again, Franz looking for his ability to jump on in. They've already popped the Lycan ultimate, going to chase again, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to get the call. There's 2 mobile. Franz?
It's been such a weird game.
Yeah.
Like, it's not your average. I mean, any game with Tinker or Naga, you know, it never quite becomes that normal game where you just take objectives and go back and you farm, you take another objective, and then you smoke gank as the enemy team when you're behind a little bit. This is Tinker. This is Pink Floyd Light Show.
Oh my god, they are going to be able to finally catch him. They've been able to hit the call and the Witch Doctor ultimate as well, but they get the Force Staff from afar. Suko saves the day. They're going to throw out a really nice ultimate there. It's going to do a lot of damage. MJW also needs to be careful here. He gets hit by a couple more of these hits, and it's going to end up being lights for him. But the jump forward roar onto Bisa. He's going to take a lot of damage there as well. Look at it come out. The Tinker is still doing so much in this fight. He's silenced up for the moment, trying to find the kill, and he ends up having to commit suicide. So Tinker dead for 23 seconds, and suddenly 3 end up going down for Elite Wolves. They lost their Tier 3 tower over to the side, but they've been able to make a little bit of a comeback now, trying to find some more, and it looks like Lycan should be able to escape from that.
Yeah, it's easy to act all tough when you've got the basically aircraft carrier hero spamming out missiles and lasers as fast as you can imagine. Everyone's just kind of laughing behind him on E-Wolves, and he dies. You're like, oh shit. We're not actually that far in comparison in terms of overall items there. So that Bloodstone, what a handy item. 20-second respawn, doesn't have to waste his buyback or anything too crazy like that.
I know.
They'll get a little bit of breathing room here from FDL, but what can you even do with it?
I mean, again, it's one of those situations where that happened because he was playing a little bit too far out. That was much more a mistake on Van's side than it was like a really huge play coming out from Franz. It's just because it's so hard to play around this, and there's going to be the jump forward. They find again another kill. Van on a mega kill streak and ready to go again. Rearmed and solid. Smashing out with the Battle Fury is going to be able to finish those treants off, so good plays there as well.
I'm actually shocked they haven't called at this point. I'm not sure. I guess they're hoping they can just kill Tinker. He won't have buyback and they run down mid. It can happen.
Yeah.
Can't deny that. Not going to happen by the looks of it. He is in fact saving. He's got the Bloodstone, 3.4k.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. He has the Lord cooldown anyways. Tinker, again, just jumps in at the Death Prophet, not at all afraid, and goes for another one now. Look at him freaking go. Ends up rearming one more time. Doesn't quite have the mana as of yet, but there's going to be the jump, and the right click does not kill him off. Gets away on almost nothing. They've also caught the Tinker for the moment, but there's going to be the TP away, and while that's happened, space created, because guess what? The barracks are starting to fall down. They're doing a lot of damage there, and it looks like the Lycan is barely going to be able to walk away. The Bristleback can't find the kill as of yet, and GG ends up getting called. That was just the Aegis. E-Wolves come back strong in game number 2 off the back of that Van Tinker.
It's such a hard game to actually take a look at and be like, what went wrong? I mean, killing the Death Prophet over and over and over in that mid lane is something that we often talk about. When you see the hero, you just want to beat her down as much as you can. Don't ever let her get any semblance of control over the game. Don't allow her to become an issue that you actually have to deal with. And CC never was. That was certainly not a concern for the side of E-Wolves. They just totally dumpstered him in that mid lane. And then your other two heroes, the Bristleback and the Axe, they had so much farm early on. We were singing the praises of Franz, right? And came out of that jungle terrifying, took the bottom tower, and then they just forced their way top as well with Visa. But from there, they didn't have CC to actually become that core unit where the Bristleback and the Axe can create that in-fight space for her and let the Exorcism actually go to work. And taking that element out of the draft and taking that element out of their entire game plan, it just gave Van so much more space to go Tinker and do his thing. This is Van N. Does this every single time.
Well, he did a great job of it this time. We'll see if next time around FDL are going to be willing to give it to him. Again, Lyrical, Dota, as well as MotPax, your 2 casters for today. We're going to be moving to a game number 3 here in our second best of 3. Still one more to come after this final game, but stay tuned because it's going to continue now on this channel. Summit 5 Qualifiers American. We'll see you in a bit.